Welcome to the second of the practice videos to help you prepare for the assessment the next couple of days. This one is going to use a couple of sheets from lesson 3-3. Well, one sheet from 3-3. We're going to start with the practice sheet from 3-3. This is the day that we were working with dividing polynomials, and it was January 12th or January 13th, whether you're A day or B day. We're just going to do 4 or 5 practice problems for synthetic division. You can use long division if you prefer, but synthetic division most people tend to find easier, and you can do any of the problems on the quiz that require division. You can use synthetic division. So let's do numbers 3 and 4 here, which I think we got through in class, but just in case, let's look at them again. Numbers 3 and 4 here, using synthetic division. Remember in synthetic division that whatever your divisor is, it's in the form x minus a. Because it's in the form x minus a, whatever this term is here, you're going to change the sign on it when you set up your synthetic division. The reason for that is because x plus 7 equals x minus negative 7. And in the form x minus a, negative 7 would be the a value when your divisor is x plus 7. So setting up your synthetic division for number 3, negative 7 would go in the divisor box. Your coefficients, you have an x cubed term here, x squared, x, and your constant. So your coefficients start with the 1 that's understood in front of the x cubed, then 7, 5, and 35. When you're doing synthetic division, be very careful not to crunch your numbers up too close together. It's messing some of y'all up. So take your time, spread out your numbers, and leave plenty of room in the second row here to do your work. You're going to put your remainder box under the line, under your last coefficient. The first step then is to bring down your first coefficient, or 1. Then multiply that coefficient times your divisor, a value. 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. And combine. 7 minus 7 is 0. Again, multiply. 0 times negative 7 is 0. Combine. 5 plus 0 is 5. And one more time, multiply. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. And one more combining. 35 minus 35 is 0. This is your remainder box. So here you have a remainder of 0, which means that x plus 7 is a factor of the polynomial x cubed plus 7x squared plus 5x plus 35. But here we're just trying to divide. So we take our coefficients then, and we put our variables back in place so that you know what your final answer is. Your original polynomial started with an x cubed term, so your answer will start with an x squared term. So put an x squared in place here, then x, then just your constant. So when I write my answer, I have 1x squared, or just x squared. I have 0 x's, so I don't need to write 0x. They go away. And then I have a positive 5 here, so plus 5. So my answer is simply x squared plus 5. If you were asked to write this polynomial as a product of your terms, then you would write x plus 5 times x plus 7. Since we know x plus 7 goes evenly into this polynomial, x squared plus 5 times. So let's look at number 4. Feel free to pause it and go ahead and try to set it up on your own. Make sure that you know what you're doing. Since this is an x minus a format, again, I'm changing the sign on this minus 3, and a positive 3 will go in the divisor box. Now our coefficients. Here I have an x cubed term, an x squared term, and I'm missing an x term. So you could say that you have 0 x's right here. Because of that, you're going to need to use 0 as a placeholder when you write out your coefficients. Your coefficients then are 7, 9, 0, and 13. Leave some space. Draw your combination line. Draw in your remainder box underneath the line under your last coefficient, and start your synthetic division. First step, bring down your first coefficient, multiply, combine, multiply, combine, multiply, and combine. Here you have a remainder of 283. So when you write your answer, you will need to write your remainder added to your polynomial answer in fraction form over the divisor. Again, this problem started with an x cubed term, so my answer starts with an x squared term. Then x, then just the constant. So my answer is 7x squared plus 30x, plus, because this is positive, plus 90 because that is positive. And your remainder is also positive. So you're adding your remainder in fraction form over your divisor. So plus 283 over x minus 3. And that's your answer. There are several problems that we worked in class as I was rotating between the groups. Feel free to work those again, cover up the answer, work the problem, and make sure that you can work to the correct answer that you got in class. That's a great way to study. So let's do 2 more of these. We're going to do numbers 8 and 9. Okay, before we do that, I want to go ahead and introduce the extra credit topic for this video. For 5 more extra credit points, you're going to comment on Canvas or YouTube with the word at the end of this video and your folder color. Keep that in mind. For 5 more extra credit points on the quiz, you'll comment on Canvas or YouTube with the word at the end of this video and your folder color. All right? So we're going to work numbers 8 and 9 now with synthetic division. Go ahead and set up your synthetic division. The number that goes in this box, since this is x minus 11, is 11. Check your variables. You have x cubed, x squared, and an x, so you don't have any missing terms. So go ahead and write out your coefficients. 2, negative 22, positive 3, and negative 33. Draw in your remainder box underneath the line under your last term and start your synthetic division. Pause if you'd like, work it on your own, and then unpause it and see how you did. Bringing down your first term, multiplying, combining, multiplying, combining, multiplying, and combining. Leaves you with a 0 remainder. The problem started with x cubed, so your answer will start with x squared. And when you write your final answer, which piece can you leave out because there are 0 of them? So your final answer will be 2x squared, and then a positive 3. So 2x squared plus 3. There's number 8. Feel free to pause, rewind, and rewatch if needed. One more on this page. Number 9. Here we have a divisor of x plus 1. Change your sign. What number goes in your divisor box? Negative 1. And look for your any missing terms here. You start with an x4. Then it goes down to x squared and an x. So you have a missing term. You have 0 x cubes. So we're going to put in a 0 placeholder when we work this. So writing out my coefficients, I have 4, 0, 2, negative 3, and negative 9. Draw in your remainder box underneath your last coefficient and start your synthetic division. Bring down your 4, multiply, and combine, multiply, and combine, multiply, and combine. One more time, multiply, and combine. 0 remainder. So to write out your answer, your problem started with an x to the 4th term. So your first term in your answer will be an x cubed term, and go down from there. X squared and x. So when you write your final answer, you have 4x cubed minus 4x squared. This is a positive, so it's plus 6x minus 9. And for the extra credit opportunity, go ahead and comment in Canvas or on YouTube, wherever you're watching this, with that word from the word problems in our lesson, ergs. In your comment, you should have the word ergs and your Algebra 2 folder color. Thanks for watching.